Hi, I'm Shola Ama,
And hi, I'm Donae'o.
and you're watching Media Spotlight UK.
What up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Munya Chawawa here for Media Spotlight UK, and we've got Donae'o and Shola Ama in celebration of Work U Out, produced by Footsie, which is super exciting. But you know, I wanted to throw it way back. You know, I don't want to exist in 2017 just for this question. A lot of people have commented on the track. It feels like reminiscing over that first rave, that first UKG Rave.
Yeah.
I want you to take me back to your first ever UKG Rave. What were you wearing? Who were you with? How did you feel? Go ahead.
Oh.
I was 15 years old. It was pure silk. New Year's Eve. I saved up for the whole year, so I could spend £80. I bought a purple velvet suit.
So you're basically burning the dinosaur up in
Had
there.
it tailored so it fit a certain way, because that's how all my older, like my friends' brothers used to dress. I'd had the shoes with no socks, right?
Oh,
and
wow.
and it was do you remember they used to do blazers where the collars were quite big? So when you put the shirt over, you put the shirt over, and then you open it up as well.
Wow.
You zooming out,
This
dog.
is a different
yeah,
era for me, man.
Best thing ever. And you know what's funny as well, right? So I wasn't smoking at this point, because I used to smoke when I started smoking when I was like 18, and I stopped when I was 23. But all my friends used to when I was 15. So when we're in the rave now, no, not even peer pressure. I smoked because I wanted to. Actually, it was a girl that made me smoke. So I'm there helping my friend build up a spliff, because I knew how to build, but I never smoked.
Yeah.
Imagine my older cousin sees me.
In a
Like, he's like,
purple
hey,
suit.
Ian. Yeah, no, he
No
saw me
socks.
billing a spliff. So he's like, Ian. And then he looks at me, because he's my older cousin. Like, he was not happy. And I was like, oh, please don't tell mum. Like I had to beg them to let me out and everything. And he was like, save Edwin. And he was just like, I said, brother, I swear down, I'm not smoking. I swear. Because it would have been, it would have been like, if we was out on road, he would have slapped me. But because we was in a rave, he didn't want to ruin my time. But I knew.
More surprising that you were 15 in a rave, to be fair.
And in the purple
But
suit.
I've always looked like I'm 30.
It's a rave.
That's how I know.
Like year 11 prom.
That's how I know you're not a garage raver, because people were swaggy back in the
it's
days.
true,
Is that what it was like when you walked
It
into
wasn't.
the
It
rave?
wasn't purple velvet.
Yeah, it was true. There was a certain
vibe, and there was
Yeah.
not flamboyance, but we were just
People
loud.
were doing the most. People were doing the most.
Do you still have that suit?
Of course not. Look how big I
'Cause I
am.
feel it's fakery. It should have been Manowar purple velvet.
No, I only just started wearing
that
full
would
black
have
now.
gone down much better.
Yeah.
Okay, Shola, what about your first ever rave?
I couldn't
Take me
tell-
back there.
Okay, I couldn't tell you, but I remember going to a place called Beluga's
Yeah, nice. I swear that's a burrito restaurant.
on Finchley Road. It's something else now, but it was called Beluga's, and that was my first experience of that garage scene starting. But before that, my mum used to work at Laser Drum in Peckham, which was a bass
venue.
night, and they used to have a separate house room where there was a bit of a garage movement coming in as well. And I used to go there when I was 14, because my mum worked there. I used to turn up there, and she couldn't send me home because she was my mum, so she had to let me in. And yeah, so that's really my first experience of raving, was at Laser Drum in Peckham.
And what was the emotional build up like to that rave? Were you excited?
It was
Were you
it was
afraid?
amazing. I just remember being gassed. All my friends were gassed, like, your mum works at Laser Drum. Like, I'd just get a big crew, we'd go on the bus. I knew once I got there she'd be mad, but she couldn't turn me away. She couldn't send me home.
I mean, these make me feel like I wish I'd been to rave, because the truth is, right, I haven't actually been to a UKG rave.
Oh wow.
It wouldn't be the same, to be honest.
I know, but
Yeah.
I still want to go
You still
now.
need to go.
You need
Can
to.
you just give me
Back to 95. Go
three?
to back to 95.
Oh, I'm going to. I've got a
Or
time transport out
51st
there.
State.
That could run
51st State. I'm
51st
doing
State,
51st State. The garage
Okay,
stage.
deal. I'll come if your mum's there with a Laser Drum crew.
She
But
might be.
what are your 3 tips to having the ultimate rave? Because I don't want to go in there and make all the mistakes.
The first
Comfy
thing.
shoes.
Comfy
Yeah,
shoes.
guys, that's standard, but as a girl, I'm just saying,
So like
comfy
Crocs
shoes.
or something.
No, never, ever,
Crocs?
ever.
She's a woman. If she tells you to wear a certain thing, listen to her. She
Yes,
knows
sir.
best.
No Crocs.
I'd say comfy shoes, for one, that you can wear like for 12 to 15 hours straight. They're not gonna hurt you.
Okay.
They're not gonna bother you.
Right.
The comfy shoes is my number one.
My number one is make sure you go with friends that understand we're out to have a good time.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. I don't know
The right
drags.
crew.
We don't want that friend. Oh, it's too late.
Yeah.
I want to go home. No, just go with friends that you're comfortable with. You're gonna have a good time.
That's right. What's the perfect group size? Like 3 to 4?
It doesn't matter. It could be 15. I
Yeah.
want
15. I haven't got
guys.
15 friends, but I will make some.
Yeah. and
Be confident. Do I walk in there with my chest puffed out?
no,
Or do
smile.
I rock in the corner
Yeah,
for a bit?
smile.
Smile. When you
man.
talk to a woman,
Mm.
say hello. How's your night going? That's
I
it.
mean, I feel seduced right now, actually. So I think that's a really good
Wait,
technique.
say again.
I said that's a great technique.
Oh, okay.
Right, yeah.
I thought I heard something else.
Okay, so now I feel like we've really we've captured the spirit of the rave in the room, which is
Right.
brilliant. And you're both on the track with Footsie, who obviously he's here in spirit. I was really interested in Footsie because I've researched him, and as I was saying to you off mic, he's a very precise character. There's some things he doesn't like, and I found out Footsie's 3 unforgivable sins. And I wanted to make sure you've never done any of these, because otherwise
probably
we
done
might have to
more.
have a conversation. He tweeted the other day, he cannot stand people who wear shoes without socks. Have
I've
either
done
of you?
that. I just
Right.
told you I've done that.
Can you explain yourself?
I told you at Pure Silk, I wore the shoes without socks. So
Is it something you regret now? Because I think he'd want you to have a bit of
Footsie,
remorse.
We can't be friends, mate. Sorry.
Well, you can't say that women's shoes because most women's shoes you can't wear with socks. So
Very, very true.
Yeah.
So I think Footsie, this is actually a direct attack
So
on
no.
you, Donae'o. But you can sort that out with
Yeah.
him separately. Okay. He also doesn't like.
Do you know what I
He
do
said-
as well?
Yeah.
If I was, now I'm going to try and run that swag back. You know when you used to wear the shoes?
Yeah.
And you used to, this is when people used to wear iceberg jeans. And they
Oh,
used to
yeah.
make sure that the things used to be up here.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
See that you're not
The
wearing
pin
shoes.
tuck,
Ankle
the
swingers.
Pin tucks.
So when we do the video for this, I'm going to wear that outfit.
Yeah,
pin
and
roll.
deliberately wear no socks just to show him his boss. He also said he doesn't trust people who smell too nice. They're
definitely.
usually serial
I'm
killers.
Definitely, I'm out
He
of the loop.
definitely does trust
Smelling
me.
nice is a
I'm
big
smelling
Yeah,
some
me
nice
too.
David Beckham aftershave.
Yeah,
25%
I
off at
always.
Boots.
I mean, today I didn't overdo it on my perfume because I couldn't find it and I was running
Right.
late.
I drown
But
myself.
normally,
aftershave.
I
You
carry
just-
my
it's just a
perfume. I
cloud.
spray it every single minute of the day. I'm like, shh. Yeah, so he can go. He doesn't trust me. He doesn't like me.
So, but
We
smelling
say
good is a
Footsie.
thing. Because I purposely didn't wear deodorant today, not to offend him, but now I'm regretting that. I'm just joking. There's a bit of Lynx Africa in the mix.
No, I need links. What, G?
There we go.
Links Africa, that Zoop.
Yes, dupe. Don't you mean?
You,
I can smell dupe on you
that's
actually.
it, Zoop, yeah.
The
You guys
Zoop,
wear
he's
Yoop.
making his own brand of
Yoop reminds
perfume.
me of like Yoop is like the male version of like Eternity perfume, where for girls
Oh, is it pronounced you?
Eternity.
Is it
But-
pronounced you?
it's pronounced Yoop. Yes.
Oh damn.
Yoop is like Eternity for women, like Calvin Klein's Eternity. It's like those two fragrances have been like the mainstay.
That's the
for
staple.
years,
Calvin
like the
Klein
staple.
used to be my main thing.
Which
But
one?
since I've been-
CK1.
The blue.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I've
I
got the
don't know
blue.
that one.
Yeah, but since I've been wearing Zoop, like
That's how I
people,
met my first
everyone's
wife.
Like, what's
Which
that?
one is it? Zoop. He's
The
called it.
purple
He
one.
just
It's
renamed
pink.
it.
It's pink.
Yoop.
No, it looks
Yoop.
like candy
Not
liquor.
Zoop.
Yoop.
It's
Yoop.
Yoop.
It's called Yoop.
You see, we've learned like we're actually introducing
Yeah,
a new
you see how he
language.
swagged up the name Zoop, you know. I called it Zoop.
He's trying to get a sponsorship deal that doesn't even exist.
Zoop,
Last
Zoop.
thing, he says he cannot stand people who say generally instead of genuinely. Have you ever made that mistake?
No.
What is the
I'm-
definition of generally?
I'm extremely bad with grammar and how I talk, so he might be fully.
Okay,
annoyed
so
by me.
if I
Wait,
say
sorry,
something
I'm
to you
confused.
generally, what does that mean?
I don't know, but
Generally is in general.
in general,
In general.
yeah.
Genuinely
Overall.
is from a genuine place. They're
Place,
two
yeah.
completely different
So
words.
generally, I think you are genuine good people.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
You see what I mean?
There you
Hey,
go.
You see,
Thank you,
that
yeah.
there. Friendship.
Zoop.
Me and Footsie need to have a word. I think we need to have
I don't
a
think
word.
we
There's
wanna
an
have a word
emotional
with me.
connection now, and now he knows you. You know him. So you
Yeah.
passed the Footsie unforgivable sins test.
Yeah.
In terms of each other, because you're both on the track bringing very different things.
Yeah.
And I want you to be very honest. What were your first impressions of each other? I mean, I know you'd met in the past, but even way back to when before you'd met, what were your first impressions of each other?
I always loved Donae'o's music from the get-go. I always wanted to work with Donae'o. I think I've tried to hit up his old manager years ago to work with him. You remember, he's smiling because he knows about this.
He knows you smelled
Yeah.
that Zoop.
He knows.
I had to apologize. To be honest, no.
Yeah, yeah,
no, she's
yeah.
being kind.
Yeah.
I was very because
Rude.
I'm from the hood, innit? No, I was rude. I'm
Yeah.
from the hood, so I was very untrusting. So when Shola called me, it was a bad point in my life. And my first thing was, "How did you get my number?" She was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, like, I didn't give it to you." So
I got it from Sticky.
So I had to call you and then that made it even worse because I was beefing him at the time. So when we like finally hanged out, I had to formally apologize.
Yeah.
Did you bring her a rose? A single red rose?
I hit him up. We're going back to like,
This was when I
we're
was
going
like-
back like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I wasn't even 20 yet.
Yeah, we're going back
You
at
didn't
least
even have a
15
purple
years.
rabbit
So
suit.
I was already onto you. Like I liked what he was doing. I loved his stuff, and I was like, yeah, I want to work with this guy. So yeah, my initial impression of him was, wow, he's sick. And we were from the same area. So
you just forgave him even though he was quite bitter at first?
Yeah, because you know why?
Softened up.
Do you know why? Because
I called her and apologised.
yeah,
very
that
true.
as well.
That
But do you
takes
know
a
why
big
as well?
man.
Is because I've made a lot of mistakes in my career with the way I've treated people and dealt with people, and it's been a long 20
Calm
years.
down a bit.
It's
You're like,
been a long
hell
20
yes.
years. You know, in the beginning when I was successful as a teenager with a lot of money and big success, I was a brat and I was horrible.
Yeah.
And so I had to spend a long time going around and fixing a few mistakes here and there, and so I don't hold those grudges because I know everybody has to go through their time. Sometimes you just be catching me on a bad day. It's not even really
That's
you.
it. Well,
you know. So yeah, of course.
I'm glad you are very forgiving because I had
Yeah,
a
I
sip
am.
of your
I am
water
quite
earlier, so
forgiving.
I'm sorry about that. Now, with regards to
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
What about my first impression of Shola?
Yeah.
Oh right, go on then.
Oh yeah.
I thought you made it pretty clear there was beef.
No, do you know what? My first impression, the first time I met Shola was actually in the studio. I didn't realise how sweet she was.
Very.
Oh,
Yeah, like when we met, it was very much like.
that's the first time we met with before.
But
That was
when
the first
in
time we spent
studio-
some time, like probably
Quality
spent time
time.
Yeah,
together.
like I didn't realise how much of how sweet she was and how comfortable she was at showing her vulnerabilities.
That's nice.
It took me back, so it kind of like that was nice to see. That like her, the shine in her soul was very bright,
Aw,
That's
sweet.
profound.
and that's
very
the truth.
sweet.
That's how I honestly
That's
think
very
that.
sweet.
That's lovely. Okay, when you first encountered UKG, because I remember reading in the press that even yourself, you'd said that was UKG's been pivotal to me as an artist. You know, just as a genre. Yeah, maybe for both of you. In comparison to how you first felt about it in those early days and those early raves, is it still as integral? Like, does it still hold its integrity now in 2017?
For me, it does because I've never stopped performing those songs. I've never stopped doing garage nights, garage events, Garage Nation. You know, for me, it's like for the last 15 years, I've consistently every other weekend I'm doing a show at some garage event, or I'm singing my garage tracks at someone's wedding or something. I work with a lot of people still in the industry. MC Kai, Luck and Neat. We're always on the same circuit. So for me, it's never gone away.
Yeah, you were on the post though. Like
Yeah.
you were at those events, keeping it alive.
Yeah.
What about for you, Donae'o?
The infrastructure that Garage created is still about now, because all the other scenes like Acid, Jungle, they had their own infrastructure, but Garage had a very like rap infrastructure in regards to the award shows, in regards to the way people dressed,
Yeah.
like in regards to, it was very close to like black culture and how we celebrate on the highest level. And I feel like they turned it into a business,
Yeah.
and then now the kids now are like the offspring of that, because that grew so solid.
Yeah.
You know?
And also, when that moment happened, we were coming off the back of a time where, when I started out, everything was flossy, like R&B. You had Biggie, you had Puffy. Man's wearing fur coats and Versace shades. So we came off the back of that. That's why the garage scene in the beginning was, like you said, a bit flamboyant, a bit like dressy.
Yeah.
Like no one really was trying to go and get in dirty shoes and get sweated out and put their hair in like no scrunchies. Like people were dressing. Like, I remember going to garage raves in platform, like proper platform shoes back in the day.
Wow.
And just to turn up.
Just
with
to turn up.
Hair down the back and the makeup done to the gods.
Just a different era, man.
That's
Yeah,
how
it
black
was just
people
a
like to
different
rave. Like,
vibe. It was a
we
different
like
vibe.
to feel beautiful. We like to feel happy. We like to
feel ready.
You get me?
That's it, man.
Ready.
I'm gonna save up £80 just for this New Year's to go to UKG Rave.